You want to be one of the cool guys? Buy my merch.
I'm going to do my Biden bit.
Right.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of fish.
Right, let's come on, guys. So you asked some questions and we're going to answer them. We've got my dad here for his questions. You asked him some, so he's going to try and answer them if he can remember where he is. What's the first question?
What motivates you to be the best version of yourself? And do you play video games?
Yes, I do play video games. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, 4, whatever it is now. I don't know, really. Just kind of like the fear of sort of being average, and like, you know, the more you've put in on your career, all the hard work you've done, all the injuries you've got, like, you want to make it worthwhile and have something for it. And you know, the goal is still not achieved, so that is something I just want to keep working harder and getting better. You?
Don't play video games that weren't out when I was young. As in for being a better version of myself, I tend to look at the worst version of myself, which pushes me to go forward.
What is your favorite discipline of all MMA training?
I like all of it. Like MMA is its own discipline. I like the whole lot. When we mix the whole thing together, that's what I like the most.
I like boxing; it's a lot easier. lot more easy to understand the rules, and you can't beat a right hand.
Who was the hardest fight that you've won?
Probably the Mad Spinell fight in the UFC Liverpool in 2018. A load of factors going in, obviously don't make excuses, but it was a piss poor performance. He performed great. I had a cold. I was very fatigued. Yeah, no, just you don't give up in those positions, and just even when your cardio isn't there and your lungs ain't working, just to dig deep and find something to get the win. So going through that and losing probably 2 out of 3 rounds so far, and then getting the win in the last minute, that was tough, but yeah, it's probably the best one.
This one is for Pace. It says, what was the biggest thing Big Pace wanted to impart on his kids, and how did he approach that?
I do believe that bringing up both my sons was the most responsible thing I've ever done in my life. And I like to think that I've installed in them to have fun, not be scared to dream, and if you believe in enough, dreams will come true.
How do you define success? At least for yourself, how have you reached it?
Did you say have you reached it or how have?
He said, have you reached it?
No, definitely not. But speaking to like people, MMA fighters that have retired, and you know, people have gone through the career and all that, they always look back on it and talk about the moments and like how they enjoyed the whole process of it, like, you know, the lifestyle, the training and living that life and doing all those things, being the success itself. But I mean, if I don't win the fucking belt, then it's unsuccessful. So that's how I'm looking at it for now.
Just being able to do what I enjoy doing, it's okay not to be okay, because when you're in the middle of a fight and you're enjoying yourself, win or lose, I've enjoyed some of my fights I've lost more than I've enjoyed the ones I've won.
Yeah, true.
Which is crazy, but yeah, it's the whole spirit of free fighting.
Is your dad your biggest inspiration into starting martial arts and weight training?
Yeah, definitely with the weight training. With the fighting, I've said this in a few interviews before, I kind of thought it sucked when he got into the MMA fight, just because it was like, it's something your dad's doing, and then I was at that sort of teenage age, like 13, like anything your dad did at that time was uncool. And then especially when I see him rolling around the floor in like little tight pants with guys, I definitely thought that was very uncool. I started to think my dad was a bit sus. So, but yeah, no, like definitely a big inspiration in like the work ethic and, you know, doing all those things and working hard and pushing to make all the things happen and putting all the things in place. You know, as mad as he is, he definitely works hard. And, you know, when he was a strongman, he was working, driving a truck, working at a nightclub, and then going at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning to lift weights, and then drive a truck after. And, you know, a lot of people would just give up on their goals at that point. And yeah, those things definitely push me.
Yeah, self-discipline. You need to push yourself.
What would you do if you weren't a fighter?
If I wasn't a fighter, I would probably be driving the truck as well. It's the family business. Except Jake, my brother, is not known for his driving, so he broke that tradition too.
And if I wasn't a lorry driver, I'd be a fighter. Because that's what I'd have to do. I didn't really go to school, to be honest.
Same.
What does Big Pace think about someone getting into both strongman and MMA at the same time? And does he have any advice?
Excellent choice. The problem is that doing both is hard work. I came out of strongman after a good 10 years of doing relatively well, into MMA thinking it would be an easier choice, and how wrong I was. So to do both together, I think both energies are totally different. So it would be good. You could be half as good as each, or you could be really good at one of them. I don't think you could balance the two competitively.
It's kind of like contradicting things.
Yeah, they negate, they nullify the other one, don't they? I mean, I was as strong as an ox, but I couldn't last 30 seconds in an MMA cage. And then I did MMA and could last 5 minutes in a round, and then couldn't lift the weights without getting gas.
Can you list in order the most important skills a young, aspiring MMA fighter needs and how to go about getting and growing them?
You don't really need to make a list of them, just show up, ask questions, you know, do what your coaches say, turn out, get a good team, ask questions, and embrace yourself and like immerse yourself in everything. Don't go from, oh, I like boxing, so I'm just going to do boxing. Like, if you want to do MMA and you sort of prefer one martial art, then you typically won't be a good mixed martial artist. I've seen guys fighting in the UFC at like the top level, and they come in and they just do what they like, you know. They don't like wrestling, and they just come in and do a bit of pad work, a bit of boxing, and because they're good at it and they enjoy it, and then they fight someone and get taken down and they lose. Or vice versa, you know. Like a good wrestler shies away from the boxing and doesn't do any boxing, and just embrace the whole thing. If you want to do MMA, do the lot. If you find you're enjoying boxing more, probably because you're better at it, that's why you're enjoying it, that's fine. Like if you go to jiu-jitsu and you get submitted 10 times, that's all good, you're getting better. But if you don't enjoy that so much that you're not doing the practice and not doing the training, then just do boxing. Yeah, that's my advice.
The first MMA I started, I think, 18 stone plus, and I think most of the photographs at the end of the session, I would be laying flat on the mats, exhausted, not being able to move to sit up for the photographs. And slowly I developed, and I suddenly realised the key was to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and that never changed the whole way through the training.
What is your favourite fight of Arnold's and why?
The last one. I mean, come on, it was hilarious. I thought he'd actually lost his mind.
Who?
Arnie, you lost your mind. You decided to, because I love fighting, and for a few seconds he decided to knee the shit out of this guy in spectacular style. And I was so proud. It was brilliant. And then, you know, obviously Mark put a stop to it. But for that moment, yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Obviously not much as the poor lad getting kneed, but you know.
What was your favourite fight of yours?
The ones where I got paid by full person one. Yeah, not that one. I did like the Holloway fight. It was fun. It was a fun fight. I had fun trying to figure them out. Doing the 5 rounds for the first time. Also, the Dan Hooker one was fun. Just a shootout, really. Did a bit of a swing. Yeah, that was probably the funnest. Nice, short, sweet.
Swing fest.
Yeah.
Throw some leather, man. We come to fight.
What are some of your favourite things to do in Montreal while you're there?
Training at TriStar, obviously. Avoiding potholes around the city. I like to do that. The Crazy Chickens. I like to eat the chicken there. Dawa. I like the Korean fried chicken in Montreal.
The local women?
Yeah.
Didn't you meet a girl there?
Off-road in my Jeep and try not to kill myself because it's rusty.
Someone asked, how did you start training at TriStar?
When I won my first fight in the UFC, I won a bonus, and it was the first time having like actual money, and I wanted to go train at some of like the top training camps, and that was the first place I went to. I knew a couple of people. There was Joe Duffy and Tom Breeze. I knew them like not well, but I knew them through acquaintances, and yeah, that was the first place I went to.
That sounds good. The truth was, the training I was putting him through at the time was too full on, too hard for him. So he found an easier option, which was to fly 3,000 miles.
And also, you know, I was thinking about going somewhere else like Miami to see all the top gyms there, but then I was worried to go get a bit soft, sitting on the beaches and enjoy the sun. So I went somewhere where it's full of potholes and frozen. But I like it. I like the training there. I like the team there. Fraz is a great coach. The gym's awesome. So all those things.
Good gym.
You've spoken about some lower moments mentally recently. How do you approach them to get through and resolve things?
Just literally training. Like that's literally what does it for me. Currently, right now, I'm having a bit of treatment on a couple of injuries, so I'm having to take a bit of time out of the gym, which is frustrating. But I realise like the training, the routine, the schedule, that is the kind of thing that keeps me sane and keeps me happy. Where you break your routine, like whether it's lifting weights, running, sparring, hitting pads, whatever, even if you're an artist and you're not drawing and doing things, I don't know, it just makes your mind go mad. So you have to have something to occupy your time, and yeah, rather than just sitting there wasting time. And
the whole gym is full of crazies, whether it be MMA, weightlifting, bodybuilding,
yeah,
kung fu. I feel at home with the crazies.
makes sense.
Where did you get the inspiration to fight? I follow your brother. How far has he taken fighting?
G2 fighting so far. What?
No, you don't have to answer the question.
So I don't know. Really, just I watched it. Always watched like wrestling as a kid. Dad wrestled a bit. Jake was beating me up. We used to watch like animation, like Dragon Ball Z, and Jake would practice moves on me, like Bruce Lee stuff. And I think I eventually just got fed up of him beating me up. So I wanted to learn like boxing and jiu-jitsu. And then he started boxing, but like he lost all of them. So he went into strongman. And he's doing much better at that.
He's too angry to be a fighter.
Yeah. But weirdly, he'll try and kill you in the gym, and then he gets to the fight night, he just starts like
Isn't that a weird
tickling. But anyone in the gym sparring, he's like trying to murder
him,
him in the fight, like literally like throwing air punches at people, and it's just the weirdest thing. But if he had the mind for it, he'd probably be pretty good. He's a freak athlete, so
Wanker.
as soon as he found women, it was all over for him.
Yeah, that's it, pussy did it. That's all pussy.
But he just won, what did he win? Under 90 kilo, Southern area, strongest. Southern England, strongest?
Strongest.
England's under 90 kilo strongest man.
And he won that without coming out of first gear, I don't think.
Yeah, and he claimed he was just doing it for a laugh, so I didn't go.
Juice free. I didn't go over. Well, I was kind of on my way, but I didn't get there.
Someone wants to know any good door stories from Pace.
We'll be all. This is half an hour.
What it feels like to be Arnold's dad.
What a trucking story you wanted, wasn't
There
it?
was also someone who asked about trucking stories.
You didn't give one.
You go with the door story
You don't have
first.
to tell a story.
The door story. Well,
Yeah, you always fucking tell a story and there's a camera and you can't tell one.
we're always trying. We had a Russian guy come over to show us to do some dirty trick stuff.
Wait, this story has nothing to do with the door or trucking.
Alright.
I know that story. There's nothing.
Alright, which?
I like the one where the guy threatened you with yourself. That's a good one.
But haven't I done that before? Probably
Yeah,
not.
twice.
Oh.
Us about
Okay. As you can probably tell, I'm not the most intelligent man in the world. And I used to work nightclubs to earn money to pay for my training. Working on a nightclub one night, standing there, I'd gained a bit of a reputation for being a bit handy. And all of a sudden, a lad appeared. I refused him admission for, I can't even remember why. But he then asked me if I knew who Pacer Allen was. And I'm stunned, thinking, damn, there must be. And I turned to my friend and asked him, I am Pacer. And he said, yes, you are. So this guy, convinced that he knew who Pacer Allen was, I said, well, who do you think I am? And he went, I don't know who you are. But Pacer is a really good friend of mine. And he produced a mobile phone and said, if you don't let me in, I will phone. So I had my mobile phone and I said, well, phone him. And he was fiddling around with his phone and that. And I said to him, I said, I think you're making a big mistake, mate, because I am Pacer Allen. And there was a drum roll. He said, no. He said, Pacer Allen is 6'4", about 27 stone, and eat a pussy like me. So I convinced him to ring. I said, ring the guy, because if this guy is that big, I want to meet him. It was just weird being threatened by myself. He wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have it who I said I was. Hence, he never turned up. I reckon he was busy.
He was already there.
Juicing up, doing whatever he was doing. I don't know.
What is it like being Arnold's dad?
Yeah, it's cool. Well, it's Arnie and Jake's dad. I don't differentiate to them. They're oddball. They
Jake
really
doesn't
are.
show up for any of the filming stuff.
No, Jake's shy. I mean, he's I don't know. He's very angry. But the thing is, people said to me I used to break my toys when I was a kid, and then when I got older, I broke my training partners. I must have gone through sort of 50 to 100 training partners, and they'd all end up injured or torn or broken. So the only way I could work out how to train was to make some. So I got together, made some of my own training partners, which were built a bit stronger, a bit heavier, a bit faster, and more durable. And the thing is, it's turned around to bite me in the arse, because now as I've got older, these toys that I've built that are indestructible are now destroying me. They both want to spar, they both want to lift, and they don't seem to understand that as you get older, it gets harder to keep up. But I wouldn't have had it any other way. It's amazing. And true story as well.
Yeah, so that's everything. We've got like 80 questions, so obviously I'm not going to rattle through them be all night. Maybe more often we'll do like random questions and try and pick out like 10 good ones to answer. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share to your friends. Buy Almighty merch. If you were balding, get yourself an Almighty merch hat while they last, because summer's coming.
Do it.
They won't be available until next winter if you don't buy it now.
A warm head is a happy head.
Yeah, and also we've got
Union Jack t-shirts. Yours won't have stains from my dinner on it.
We have a new shirt coming soon. We have the meal deal one, the Almighty meal deal one. A lot of people are asking about that. Average Joe Art, he does all our stuff, so he designed that, which is pretty cool. Obviously, meal deals, the price of them, it's got silly. Shrinkflation, you get less sandwich, but it's more price. Thoughts on that? Shrinkflation, what are your thoughts on that?
Kill or be killed.
Alright, there you have it.